If you are concerned, like I am, about all the personal information you share with companies both online and in stores, here's something else to worry about. RadioShack, which filed for bankruptcy last month, may try to sell all of its user data to help pay off its debts.
Consumer and privacy advocates are outraged, and the possible sale may just be the tip of the iceberg. Jill Schlesinger is CBS News' senior business analyst. Good morning to you, Jill.
Good morning.
So this is really a question of how do you pay off creditors? They've sold the real estate, they've sold the trademarks. What personal information could they be selling?
They are looking at all of the email addresses, by the way, 13 million of them, and the 65 million physical addresses of their customers and the buying habits of these customers. And this is obviously quite valuable information. You know what I said to one of our producers, in the digital age, data is our currency. It's worth everything to these people.
But this was the stuff they took from us when we were checking out and said, fill this out.
Absolutely. And you gave it to them because they asked you, right? And
but they also said they had a privacy policy.
And they had a privacy policy that said, you know what, we're not going to share this with a third party. And what's interesting about this case is now we're waiting for a bankruptcy judge to determine whether that privacy policy should be enforced. In fact, we have the state of Texas and 22 other states who are now saying, if the privacy policy existed at that time, then you cannot violate it during your bankruptcy. And that is really what's at question here. What was the privacy policy at the time we gathered your data? And how will that be enforced at bankruptcy?
There's a lot of states responding to this, 22 states, and you also have AT&T, which I thought was an interesting move. Why is AT&T saying this is a bad idea?
Well, AT&T is a different issue. They're saying you sold AT&T products and got that information that were associated with those products. As a result, that's AT&T data. Hey, RadioShack, you should be shredding and getting rid of that information. We have a piece of that action.
So, Jill, we're talking about RadioShack, but I think a lot of people, especially younger people, are worried about companies like Google and Facebook and even Apple iTunes when you sign that you agree to all the terms and conditions. What does that all mean?
Well, you know, I think it's very rare that any of us really read the privacy policy and they say, I agree. I mean, they could just say, you're selling your second child. Okay, I agree.
Right.
And you put that in there. And what's important to realize is with Google, they have a privacy policy that says if we merge, we sell, we are going to protect your information. Facebook has a much more open-ended privacy policy. And I think this is going to become very important. Now, look, we're not suggesting Google and Facebook is going broke. We're talking about the what ifs. What you need to know is this information, your personal identifiable information, has value, and you need to protect it.
You know, more and more we do these stories, and more I'm convinced I should just be in a bunker.
Yeah, I know.
But everything offline.
But you know what? There are real things that you can do, right? So you don't give out your information unless you're asked. You can choose not to.
Just
opt out, and check that annualcreditreport.com every year.
Jill, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much.